Las Bandidas.
Recuerdos que me llevan a soñar. Bandidas las que un día aprendieron a amar. Dulces como tus besos, dulce el sabor del tiempo, como un barril añejo, todo un recuerdo, son las bandidas de mi corazón. Bandidas, bandidas, los recuerdos que me llevan a soñar. Bandidas, bandidas, tú y yo nos volvemos a encontrar. Tomaremos otra copa hasta el final.
Las Bandidas.
Bandidas,
Las Bandidas.
quiero amar.
How could you blurt out such a sensitive topic?
I don't know. It just came out of my mouth. I tried to avoid her, but when she talked to me, whatever.
Why
I just
did you
blurted it out.
want to talk to her anyway?
Oh, I don't know. Well, the fact is, every time I see someone from the darn family of thieves, my blood boils. She defied me, and so I put her in her place. Well, I told her who her mother really was. She actually didn't know anything about her.
It's just very strange. It's very strange that Olegario didn't tell his daughters anything about their mother's past. Huh? But for whatever it's worth, I tell you, Ricardo, I'm not sure that telling Corina the truth is a good idea as far as we're both concerned. Because Rodrigo may not like it, and he may take it against you, which could work against us.
Well, what can I do? She already knows one truth. Her mother had been married first to my son Tulio. And that's not a lie. That's not harassment. Oh, dear.
Well, I don't know.
That was my mistake, Milena. I should have never left my house and let you live here like a filthy and loose tramp, only to keep on disrespecting my dearest father and my entire family.
Well, I'm afraid it's too late for your regret.
No, it's never too late, because I'm definitely coming back to my house. And I will be your shadow, Milena. I'm not gonna leave you alone for a second.
You'll never be able to deal with me, Fabiola. There's no way you can.
I think we need to put pressure on Gaspar to do it for us. He's got to understand once and for all that he has to do everything to find those missing documents we need.
Oh well, why not leave it to Matakan? I mean, he can't have more pressure.
It's between a carrot and a stick, all right, Pancho? Haven't you heard that phrase before? The donkey walks with the carrot or the stick. It's only one or the other. And at this point in time, he chooses to walk with the carrot.
You know, I don't like to be near this psycho at all circumstances because of what I do.
Oh, leave it alone. She must have forgotten already. It happened a long time ago.
Yes, but it had its consequences to us. She suffered very much because of him. Because the last time I was in front of that animal, I didn't teach him the lesson that he deserved. He was doing some job for you.
But Pancho, this is important to me, okay? Do what you can to get those papers. And afterwards you can do whatever you want with Infante.
Darling, Dr. Forero is here now.
Who is that again?
The doctor Serio called so he can examine you.
I've told you 1,000 times, Malena, I don't want or need any medication.
Well, he's here now, so let him check you anyway.
Just listen to your wife, Olegario. It's only a checkup. What's wrong?
Dr. Alonso Caceres Veterinary Clinic.
You're always on a fight mode with Sergio Navarro, especially when you see him around town.
It was never like this, Emilio. I have no idea what's wrong with me. And besides, he attacked me behind my back. I wasn't going to let him beat me.
Yes, but then you didn't have to tell him either that Fabiola is still your woman.
But that's the truth.
No!
She's mine!
They were going to get married when you first met her, Alonso. They were engaged.
But she doesn't love him. That's the truth. It makes me mad that this jerk is roaming around like a vulture.
You're acting like a hungry vulture by keeping close to her despite everything that happened.
You speak like you're not acting so slow. Why don't you prove to her that you really love her? Go for it. Beat all the odds. Women like it when we express our sentiments for them.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, then I'm going to wait for the right time to precisely
don't
do
wait
what
for the right moment. You make the moment yourself. Okay? Or she'll be gone with the other man. Is that what you want?
No.
Laurento Hotel.
Good morning. How can I help you?
Sweet chocolates for the prettiest lady in the whole world.
Ah, thank you, Horacio. I really love chocolates a lot.
If you'd grant me the pleasure, I'd surely sweeten each and every day of your life, Fermina.
Of course. It's no wonder Zenaida got really nervous the moment I showed her that picture. I don't understand why she didn't tell me anything. What is it that they don't want us to know? I'm sure many things must have happened in the past that we know nothing about. But you know what, Corey? They're definitely keeping something from us. Maybe they didn't tell us the story about Mom because they wanted us to have a happy and carefree childhood. And I'm sure if we talk to Dad about it, he's going to open up and explain.
And what is he supposed to say? What? What should he explain to us? It's not going to lessen whatever there is between the families, and it's not going to help me.
And what are you feeling?
You will never understand this. The hate between the two families makes my ultimate dream impossible.
And what's your ultimate dream, Karina? What is it? Do you really think that you can have a relationship with Rodrigo Irazabal?
I really love him, Fabi. I know it sounds so crazy, but I do love him with all my heart.
Las Bandidas.
So why are you so serious?
I don't know, Ricarda. Now I just get the feeling that there are many things that could bring Corina and Rodrigo closer together. And this is a very sensitive issue about the mother of Corina being the first wife of your son, Tulio. It might even be a subject they'll discuss. It might be a reason for them to talk and meet with each other.
All right, but then maybe Rodrigo assumes she already knows.
Yes, but then she didn't know about it. She didn't know about it, but now everything is different because it brings up doubts here and there and more questions.
Oh, well, I already told her someday she's going to find out anyway. Although what I think is very weird is that Sylvia married a worthless man, a peasant like Olegario. He's so different from Tulio.
I think perhaps they weren't different at all. Rodrigo once shared that Tulio was addicted to gambling and that he had a drinking problem before he died.
No. No, that's really not what you think. Well, Rodrigo doesn't remember his brother like I do. Tulio was just a man who had shortcomings. But they were normal shortcomings, just like any other man would have. He wasn't that perfect, yes, I admit that. But then, I tell you, Tulio was a marvelous son.
I understand what you're saying, Ricarda. If Corina had known about this before she met Rodrigo, I wouldn't be worried because she would never have the need to come to him because of it. But now that she knows all about it, she may feel that she has the right to be close to this family, and I don't like it at all, no.
Okay. The material that I have with me is classified.
Oh, very good. And take the rest of the day off and try to take some time to attend to your personal matters for you to be all right, Vicente.
Professor, I can't leave yet because I still have to check the reactives.
You've been working here for a while now, and you know you have to wait about 24 hours for that, so why don't you go and take time off? Take time to spend with Corina, for example.
And what for? It makes no sense to go after a woman you love when she loves another man.
Oh, don't give up. Don't give up on Corina. Just talk this out with her. You have nothing to lose by talking to her, because without reconsidering the conflict between you two, you wouldn't know if she's already changed her mind.
Mm-hmm. But what if she's with that stupid jerk kissing right now? Huh?
I don't think so.
I would really like to know who that creep is.
Oh, for heaven's sake, stop it, all right? Corina is not the type of woman who would change her relationship just because she found another. For all you know, it's only platonic love, a whim, or just infatuation. I don't know. You really have to try to fight for her if you love her. You need to follow her and pursue her again. Don't just give up on your love. Vicente!
Yes, it's a wedding. A marriage of a couple to be held right here. In the church, Darwin.
When's it gonna be?
Very soon, I think. I'm going to their house to talk about the wedding preparations. I wonder what else I need. I think I'm all ready. Okay, I'm ready to accept confessions from all the parishioners for this day, little boy.
Why would they confess here if they can go to the police instead?
The police, you ask?
Yes, Father. Those who usually confess are robbers, like conmen and criminals.
No, Darwin. We're talking about sins many people commit every day. Not major crimes, but just minor sins, you get it? So you can forgive them right away. I'm not the one who forgives those people either. God forgives them.
But if God forgives them for their sins, why don't they tell us straight to Him instead?
Because the priests in this church are God's holy representatives here on earth through the church. Do you understand?
So, you're also God's representative?
Yes, Darwin. Yes. And so why don't you stop asking me many questions and start practicing your reading now instead? Okay? You see? You are watching me now. Look at all the things I have to do just to follow your holy will. And what now? Now I have to officiate in a wedding. That's what I've been missing. How long do you want me to do this? It's the last thing I'll ever need to do. All right, old man. At least help me in this.
I'm only doing this to please my wife, because I feel fine.
Don't be stubborn, Olegario. What you felt can't be normal. He fainted all of a sudden, Doctor, and he's been having dizzy moments since then.
All right, but is he eating well?
More or less, sometimes he doesn't have an appetite.
And how has he been sleeping so far?
I've been sleeping fine, Doctor.
Since when did he undergo a complete set of lab tests?
I can't remember.
He hasn't had any since we got married.
All right. Apparently everything on the surface seems normal. But he must undergo a series of tests to find out why he gets dizzy.
It's all right. This is nothing fatal, I'm sure.
But you can't even believe you've been feeling ill. For a long time, he's been overwhelmed by a lot of work and personal matters.
Okay, we should start with the basics. Here are the multivitamins you should take daily. And here's the order for the series of lab tests. I'll be in town for a while because of some clients. Let me know when you have the test results, so I can evaluate them. How does that sound, Mr. Olegario?
All right, thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor. I'll accompany you to the door, okay?
Thank you.
I'll be right back, darling. Don't you get out of bed.
You might kill your husband with a heart attack.
So what did you find out?
The dosage you've given him is too high. I already gave you the poison, so give him exactly what I told you.
But I want to get out of this fast.
It's very risky to do so. But if you give him the exact dosage, it won't be detected in the autopsy. But then if you overdo it, they would think that he's been deliberately poisoned and suspect you did it, and that's not what you want, is it?
I don't like waiting this long.
Please stop worrying, because you won't wait too long anymore. How are you giving it to him?
I injected in his toothpaste.
Well, that's perfect. Perfect indeed. The same experience with your first husband. Flawless job. You're not only beautiful, you're smart as well.
You better leave now and just take a long and cold shower somewhere.
If that's what you want. As soon as you have the lab results, call me so I can evaluate them. I should check them because if another doctor sees them, he might get suspicious. I hope you do what I tell you to do.
Excuse me.
What is it, madam?
Did you examine Olegario? What are your findings?
He's doing very well, madam. He just has to undergo some lab tests first. All right. I'll say goodbye now. I'll be going, madam.
Thank you very much.
I'll walk you out, Doctor.
Thank you.
Oh, look, there's our father.
Well, good day to all of you, dear ladies and gentlemen, and the little ones.
Please bless me, Father, for I have sinned so much.
Okay. What is it?
You have to say, may God pour his blessings on you.
Excuse me. Who is the priest here again? Is it you or I? How can I bless you if you haven't told me your sins? Let's go. Don't get ahead of things, madam, and don't get too behind either.
definitely changed. The last confession that I had was with Father Nelio, and he was still alive.
Yes. I can only imagine. He must have a lot of sins now. Let's get to the point. You're not the only one who came here to confess to me. Come on. Tell me your sins and do it quickly.
All right then, Father. I accuse myself of deliberately adding salt instead of sugar to my husband's coffee this morning. I was just so mad at him, that's why.
Olegario, it's Zenaida. May I come in?
Yes, come in, Zenaida.
Are you feeling all right?
Yes. What is it?
Well, I don't know if this is the right time for it, but I've been wanting to speak with you.
What is it now?
I'm leaving this house, Olegario.
What?
Las Bandidas. Las Bandidas.
The bar.
Hello.
Good day to you, miss.
So how are you?
I'm perfect. Pleased to meet you.
Thank you.
Please, have a seat.
You're very kind.
Would you like something to drink? Perhaps fresh fruit juice or some spirit?
No. I didn't come here to have fun, sir. I came over here because I want to talk about a very, very special subject with you.
Is that so?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I am all ears. All right. Care to tell me what this special subject is about?
I believe you're not at all insensitive. I know you know perfectly what I came to talk about.
Really? Honestly, I have no idea about it. But if I were a fortune teller, I wouldn't be doing now what I've been doing for a living, breaking my back every day as a private detective. I wouldn't be counting on a husband's infidelity to be able to eat or pay my bills. You know what I mean?
So tell me, what were you doing in my house? What happened back there? Why were you so angry? Why were you so agitated?
Well, it turns out your father didn't pay me for a service that he personally asked me to do. And that's about it. That's what bothered me.
Yes, but then I believe that's another story. What I'm talking about is, what really happened between you and Malena? Because it's obvious the two of you already knew each other from the past. What is your relationship with Malena, Mr. Alhure?
And my 26th sin, Father, is I ate the piece of strawberry shortcake that was given to my husband by his friend. And I said the cat ate it. Well, that's everything now, Father. Father? Father, are you listening to me, Father?
Okay.
Father!
Just relax, madam. Yes, I'm here. Don't make a scandal. You can go. You have been forgiven by the Lord.
But what about my penitence, Father?
Oh, your penance. Madam, walk around 4 times in the main square, but walk backwards with a long skirt.
Not even one. How about more Our Father prayers for me?
Oh, do whatever it is that you want, for heaven's sake. If it makes you very happy, then go for it.
Do I do that while kneeling down?
Yes, in any way that makes you angrier, go for it. But please, I am begging you, please step out of the confessional right now.
Oh, Holy Mother of God, please save me.
Next sinner, please.
Vicente, I'm glad you're here. I just wanted you to know that the reactives you're working... Corina, what are you doing here?
I came here to see you.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, I'm listening.
I just want to know if you're really going to marry Denora. Is it true that you're going to marry her?
Oh, Daddy.
This horse must have hit you very hard.
Yes, but these things really happen.
No, Dad, you have to be careful next time. Promise me. Are you all right?
Okay, my darling. Now please let me go.
Okay, I'm just going to look for something.
Oh. Martha, this is a surprise.
Alonso, so good to see you. I'm sorry because I didn't call before I came over. I should have called.
No, it's okay. Thoughtful people like you are always welcome in my house. Please come in.
Thank you.
What do you mean you're leaving?
I think it's the best thing that I can do this time. Things have become complicated, especially with Malena. And after everything that's happened between our children, I think the best thing for me now is to leave.
But this house depends on you, Zenaida. This house wouldn't be the same without you. You've dedicated your life to my daughters like they were yours.
I feel grateful to you that you recognize that. I thank you with all my heart for keeping in mind what I've done. What I've done is out of love. But then your wife detests me a lot, Olegario. And after the disaster that recently happened with Amparo and with Ruben...
No, nothing happened, okay? Nothing.
It did happen, Olegario. And I must know what really happened. Why does Amparo hate me so much? We just can't keep avoiding that subject. Because everything around here have changed after they eloped. And you've beaten Ruben, and you've mistreated him.
That was the least I could do after what he
But
did.
my son never forced Amparo to leave with him.
All right, no matter what happened before, Zenaida, it's all over and done now. I already spoke with Ruben, man to man, and he understood everything. He's a very intelligent man. Both of them understood me. Because as you see, Amparo came back and she's going to get married. Everything's back to normal now, as it should be.
No. For me, nothing is normal. You strictly forbade me from speaking with Amparo. And I have to know the reason behind it. Tell me, why can't I get close to her? What are you hiding from me, Olegario? What's behind all of these conflicts?
What I saw back there was definitely not a typical goodbye between a supposed stranger and a customer's wife. Both of you had a very suspicious attitude towards each other. Alhure, just tell me the truth.
Honestly. Well, in fact, tell you the truth, miss, Mr. Olegario Montoya isn't only a successful man, he also has a beautiful, very intelligent, talented wife. Well, it's just too bad that he's fallen from the pedestal I placed him on. Yes, it's true, because of what he did to me today, and no one does that to a friend. You see, Olegario Montoya and I are almost really close companions. The problem is sometimes a person gets very, very involved in these circumstances that the client greatly suffers. And Olegario Montoya has left me hanging. He didn't pay for my services. And I am sure you can understand, miss, this table that you're occupying, this is almost like my work desk. And I make my living by giving people the unadulterated answers to their questions, addressing their need for truth.
Don't you worry, because I'm going to pay you well and on time. So tell me, how long have you known Malena?
Okay. Olegario asked me to investigate her before he decided to marry her.
Well, you definitely didn't give my father the report.
Well, yes, of course, I gave it to him. Nothing more, nothing less, obviously. I was almost his best man at the wedding. I even gave the couple my blessing, even though she really didn't deserve it.
You must have given my father false information about her.
Wait a minute,
Otherwise, my father would have never decided to marry her.
Just a moment. Just a moment, Miss Montoya. Do not insult me, because I am a professional.
You don't have to pretend that you are with me, Alhure. I'm sitting here in the bar with you because I want to negotiate.
All right. I'm listening. So what is this business about?
I will pay you whatever amount my father owes you. And in exchange, you will give me the complete report of Melena's past. Does that sound fair?
Las Bandidas.
Bandidas las que un día aprendieron.
Las Bandidas. The bar.
I repeat, Alhure. I'll pay for what my father owes you, and in exchange, you'll give me the real report, the complete one, regarding the past of Melena.
I apologize, Miss Montoya, but I don't think I explained myself clearly. The true and complete report I made regarding Melena, your father already has it. There is nothing left to know anymore. And to be honest, my professional ethics don't allow me to give false testimony of any sort to anyone.
Oh, of course. Do your professional ethics allow groping a customer's wife and getting intimate with her? Because I saw you back there. I saw a very compromising scene between you and my father's wife. And by the time you realized I was there, I had already heard enough to realize how much familiarity there is between you and Melena. I know you have a history. What's the matter? Why are you so quiet?
No, nothing.
Hmm.
I'm just considering every word that you just told me, Miss Montoya. That is all.
What I've been telling you is just very simple. The professional ethics that you were talking about clearly don't allow for your behavior. So the best thing for you to do now is to give me that true report. This way you at least profit from the situation. But if you decline the offer, you not only lose some amount of money, you will also have a serious and lifelong problem with Mr. Olegario Montoya, a very important and influential person in this town. And so I can imagine you wouldn't want that.
I just came here to talk to Marisol regarding the surprise party I'm throwing for my son.
That's true, the surprise party for Miguel. I was just about to tell her about it, but then...
Don't worry. I forgot to tell you that what I have in mind is not just a regular birthday party. I want to do something special for him, and I thought Marisol could perhaps give me a few ideas.
She will surely love doing that. She's creative when it comes to these things.
I'm very sure that she is. She did not only inherit your good looks, but also your talents.
I heard the doorbell rang and... Hello, Mrs. Martha. How are you?
Oh, please, don't be so formal with me. You and I are really good friends, Marisol.
Oh, well, yes, you're right. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine.
That's great. Miss Martha came to tell you that she's going to organize a party for Miguel. Can you help her with some of your creative ideas?
Of course.
What do you think?
Oh, yes, I'm so excited. I love it. I love the idea.
Oh, I'm glad to know that. I'm happy you're as excited as I am about the party.
Yes, we'll have to see what we can come up with. But then, aren't you going to have anything? A glass of cold water, some juice?
I'm so sorry. I didn't offer you anything right away.
No problem. I'm all right. Whatever you want from me, Marisol. Coffee sounds perfect.
Okay, I'll make you a cup.
Thank you.
So you simply came all the way here just to confirm if I was indeed marrying Dinora?
Yes, I came here because of that. I wanted to confirm it. I bumped into her a few weeks ago. She told me you were both going to take a trip to the world's scenic countries. And as far as I can see, it would be something like a honeymoon for you. And since you told me that you're not going to marry her, is it true? Are you going to marry her?
Yes. I'm going to get married. And we also decided to take a trip to see if I can rest well and stay very far away from...
From me?
From you, from everything. You know what? Let me tell you something. The best thing that can happen between the two of us is to never see each other.
That's why you want to escape. That's why you don't want to admit what you feel for me. Is that what it is?
Oh, just stop it, please. Stop. Drop it now, Corina. To be honest, we can't keep on being like we are. What do you want to happen? You want me to go to your father and ask for your hand? What do you want me to tell him?
What else are you going to come up with now? That same story about the deep hatred between our families? That same old story about that abyss between you and me and you're way older than I am?
So if you're aware of this, if you know the reasons, then why are you doing this to me now? Tell me!
Because you are going to marry a woman that you have never loved.
And what do you want me to tell Dinora? That I have to call off the wedding and dump her just like that? Just because I want to stay and fight for a woman who's precisely half my age and whose father is a greedy murderer of my only brother?
How many times do I have to tell you that my father is no murderer?
What do you think you know about that? Corina! You weren't even born when all of those things happened. My goodness. And you'll never find out because everything that you want to hear, everything you have been hearing, are stories made up by Olegario. It's no surprise you always believe him and not me. Your father has even more dark secrets he hasn't told you either, and I think he never will.
I think you're right about that last one, because I found out something. I realized that there were many things that I had no idea about. Like, for instance, my mother used to be married to Tulio, your late brother.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
No. And you know who told me about it? Your mother. It was your mother.
Yes, I don't think it will be good for my father to find out about that groping thing between you and Malena.
No, for the record, it's not what you're thinking. Yes, Malena and I have known each other before, yes. But that's not a crime, is it? What do you think?
I'm certain that a woman like Malena would never set her eyes on a guy like you. You're simply not her type. But well, what I am sure of at this moment is that something happened between you and my father's wife in the past. That's something you can't deny.
That doesn't prove anything.
No, it doesn't prove anything, but in my capacity, I can sow a lot of suspicions, do you get me? And I'm sure that it wouldn't be very good for your career. It's not good to have enmity or any conflict with someone as important or as powerful as Olegario Montoya. I hope you realize that.
I realize that. You're not very different from your father, you know that? You have your ways to avoid obstacles ahead and to get the things that you
I play
want.
fair and square, Alhure. But only if they tell me the truth. I just want you to give me that report about Malena, so we all become winners here. Just think about that.
Fine. That sounds fair. I'll see what I can do.
So when are you going to give it to me?
I'll be in touch with you about that. Is that all
I hope
right?
you don't mind, but do it soon. Because the next time I talk to you about this, I'll do it together with my father. And I don't think that would be any good for you or your career. Anyway, I have to get going now. Thank you for your time, Alhure. And here, take this money for your whiskey. I'll see you.
I thought that you knew all along, that your mother used to be married to my late brother.
No. I didn't know that. It was your mother who told me. Oh well. Since then I've been thinking that the fact that my father suddenly married my mother despite everything that happened to your brother was what really triggered the hate between the two families.
Sylvia had decided to marry Olegario. Just right after the tragic massacre. It was after the destruction of the ranch. But don't you think it's strange? Don't you find it suspicious that Olegario married my sister-in-law Sylvia and they both kept Las Bandidas as
You're
soon
not
as my
going to
brother
change
died?
my mind any more about that. And I'm not going to change whatever I think of my father, no matter what you say. My father's not a murderer, so please get rid of that hate. Take the bitterness out of your heart. My father never killed your brother Tulio. A group of bandits that night went into the ranch and burned everything down. That made your brother...
Commit suicide, right? Is that it? It's quite obvious. My brother was murdered.
How can you be sure if you weren't even there? How can you prove your claim?
And you can't be sure that your father was even there that night or not, can you? Corina, you know that this situation can't be resolved and it's like a dead end for both our families. So if we want to be together, we have to forget all the darkness in the past that's tearing us apart.
Or forgive. We have to forgive.
To forgive. But you and I will never be able to live with the sad truth.
Of course we can do that. I am telling you, darling, we have to do that. We just have to forget all this hate, and there's a possibility for us, for you and me to be together. We can close the wounds of the past. So it's still possible, okay?
You are an idealist. Too idealistic for your own good. But I guess that's normal for someone like you. Corina. Corina. To be honest with you, what I can tell you right now is everything we've lived through. Every single thing has been beautiful. It was beautiful. I really don't want to hurt you by doing this. would rather sacrifice my feelings for you.
Please don't leave me.
Professor, are you there? I left my wallet.
Corina, this is a surprise. I didn't know that you were coming here.
Las Bandidas.
Bandidas las que un día aprendieron
Las
a amar.
Bandidas.
A costume party with a theme would be fantastic. What do you think?
Yes, but do you think the rest of Miguel's friends would like the idea?
Right, and who wouldn't want to go to a fancy party? When I was a little girl, I spent all the time doing that.
That's right. She's always waiting for the end of the year to tell her mother to not make only one costume, but all three of them.
Wow, 3 of them. That's so impressive, Marisol.
Thank you, but you should have seen how they all looked like. They were very spectacular.
Oh, yes, yes.
If you have the time, we'll look at the pictures. I just feel sort of nostalgic right now. I don't know, I just do. Wait, I'll just see if
No,
the
wait,
copy's
I'll go
ready.
get it.
I guess you still miss your mother sometimes, Marisol.
Yes, I sometimes miss her. Only sometimes.
And how about your dad?
No, he doesn't. But he's been used to being alone since my mother moved out.
Of course, I understand. What if, for example, your father finally fell in love with another woman and marry her? Would you like that to happen?
He was going to marry Fabiola. Oh well, that's what I thought. But then, that's all over now. But then yes, I'd love if my father met someone again. I would want him to meet someone who will truly love him and will never leave him.
Well, someday he will find her. Don't worry, he'll find the perfect woman. It's because your father's very handsome and he is very nice that for sure any woman would fall in love with him.
You think
I mean
so?
it.
Really?
I'm serious.
Corina, it's a surprise to find you here at the lab.
Yes, I was just...
Well, she just came over since... She just found out her mother was married to my brother. We were just talking about it.
Is that right? I didn't know anything about that. So tell me, how come you didn't know?
No, I was really surprised because my dad never told me about my mother, but I cleared things with the professor. And I'll leave you alone now because for sure you're very busy.
I can go with you if you want me to. I have something to do
I'm
in town.
fine. Goodbye. Vicente, goodbye.
No, please wait for me. Professor, I'll go with her. Corina? Go now, go now. You are blessed by the Lord.
Thank you, Father.
Next confession.
Hail Mary, full of grace. Hail Mary, full of grace. Bless me, Father, for I've sinned.
Nellie, is that you?
No?
What do you mean, no? I'm looking at you right now.
Well, I ain't that person. Right now, I'm just a tortured and tormented soul. A woman who really needs to ease her sorrows and cast all her burdens away so that God will forgive her.
So God will forgive you, Nellie. I really want to be honest. I want to.
I'm begging you. Please listen. I really need to confess something. And the first thing that I have to confess to you right now is that I ain't happy.
All right, then. I'm listening now.
Ruben, no one has ever ridden this horse. He's a nervous one.
Have you taken him out of the ranch?
No, no one has dared to take it out yet. I don't know if you'd like to take him.
Oh, this animal's just like me. He doesn't like to be fenced in. Isn't that right, boy? Huh? Let's go, boy.
I'll leave you now.
All right. Come on. All right. Let's go.
Daddy, why not?
Dime si este sentimiento.
Because he's your brother.
What did you say to Amparo? What did you say to this wonderful girl whom I brought up and cared for like my daughter to make her change towards me?
I don't understand you. How did she change exactly?
Amparo came back here hating me, Olegario. And she doesn't want me to get close to her. So you must have told her something so serious to make her despise me the way she does.
I told you not to speak with her while everything's still fresh. To protect you from getting hurt. Because she gets really aggressive when she's upset, so I did that to prevent things
No.
from getting worse.
I know your daughter very well. Better than anyone else here has ever had. Having a short temper is in her character, but she's always been respectful and sweet towards me. So what did you say to her? Because perhaps whatever happened with Ruben could have made her mad.
That's probably her problem, or maybe something like that. But soon she will get over it, I'm telling you, Zenaida. As soon as she gets married, you'll see that everything in this house will be back to normal.
And how did you convince her? Amparo never wanted to get married with that guy Reynaldo. And I understand that you don't want my son Ruben for your daughter. But how could you force Amparo to marry a man she doesn't even love? How could you convince her to accept all of these things?
Las Bandidas Winery.
So when are you going to give it to me?
I'll be in touch with you about that. Is that
I hope
okay?
you don't mind, but do it soon. Because the next time I talk to you about this, I'll do it together with my father. And I don't think that would be any good for you or your career. I will destroy you, Malena. I will prove to the world that you're a gold-digging tramp.
I thought I'd find you here in your office.
Yes, I had to do some computations for the ranch.
Hang on, just relax. I'm not going to waste much of your time. I just came over so you could explain to me just how and when you decided to marry me, Fabiola.